Hello and welcome to episode 4 of On the Lookout. In this episode, we're looking at soccer GOATs and future GOATs. We're looking at these opportunities from SGC and BGS into PSA, where the profit margin is. Let's see what we find. And as always, this data is brought to us from Market Movers. If you want this data at your fingertips, download the Market Movers app, use code Mahomes for a 2-week free trial and 20% off any package you choose for life. Let's get into the video. Let's find those deals. So let's jump straight in with Erling Haaland. I chose the 2019 Panini Foosball sticker. I think it could be very similar to another sticker we'll look in the future. Whether it will be as pricey in the future will be a long way, and whether he'll have the same sort of career as well as the next person will be interesting. But I did go for this sticker. There's obviously other options out there for Erling, as people class as rookies. You have some Salzburg stuff the same year and some Dortmund stuff also in the same year, which is 2019. So, you can look into that. We'll go into the stickers now. We obviously have the PSA 10, which is a pop of 596. We have a PSA 9, which is a pop of 1,391. The Raw, the SGC 10, the SGC 8.5, and the SGC 9. So what we look for here is opportunities to make some money or pick up this at a good price if this is something that is for your collection. As you can see, all of them, barring the SGC 9, are down. The lowest being the SGC 10, which is down 64%, which is a crazy amount. I mean, if you can get an SGC 10, crack that, send it over to PSA, you're looking at doubling your money, and that's currently down. It's obviously sold just over 2.5 weeks ago at $770, so could be some big money made there. I mean, even if the SGC 9, which is up, again, not sold since November, but if that could be cracked and clean, if that can come back as a PSA 9, you're making $600. If it comes back a PSA 9, you're losing around about $30 and then $20 grading, or $15 grading. So it could be worth gambling if you can lose the $50, you can risk the $50. We're looking at, even if you pick up a Raw at the moment, it's $62. It's not sold since the end of January, but if you can pick one up that price, get it graded, you can, if it comes back at 9 or even an SGC 8, you're going to make a bit of money. SGC 8.5, you'd make roughly $10-$20. Again, it's currently down, but it's not sold since summer last year, so let's get into the data. So here is the current prices of all the cards. The interesting part is the number of sales over last year. So you can see that the PSA 9 is the one with the most sales, which again, the highest pop, so what you'd expect. So 135 sales per the year. Raw sold 55 times. PSA 10 is sold 94 times. Not so many on the SGC front, so again, it is kind of rare, but if you can pick one up, big opportunities for growth. Yeah, look at that for the year. Despite this guy winning the treble, has been a sort of decline, as you can see with the SGC 10. Big drop. Is this a club thing? Is it one of them? Would people prefer sort of not having the Salzburg sticker? I don't know, but it could be a very good play, especially for the future. This is his sort of the first foray into cards / stickers, and as they sort of become more of a recognised and respected thing, it's something that could hold well in the future. And now we move on to another player that is going to be up there in the next decade or so as one of the best players. We're probably going to see another cycle of Ronaldo, Messi, with Mbappe and Haaland if they keep going on like they do. I think Mbappe will definitely break the world record for the World Cup most goals scored. So yeah, again I pulled up his 2016 Panini foot sticker. This is with another player called Corentin Jean, I believe he's in the MLS at the moment. But again, yeah, this is his first sort of sticker slash card from 2016, 3 years before Haaland. How crazy! It's going to pull up the PSA 10, which is a pop of 214, the PSA 9, which is a pop of 544, the SGC 10, the SGC 9, SGC 9.5, and the Raw. As you can see, all of them are down, barring the SGC 9.5, which has stayed consistent. Here's the sales data over the last 365 days, which is 1 year. So again, so yeah, the big price difference between a PSA 10 and a PSA 9 is crazy. If you look at the SGC 10, even an SGC 9, I mean, if you can get an SGC 9, that comes up half a grade to a PSA 10. Big money to be made. I mean, even if it drops down half a grade to a PSA 9, you're probably going to still make a good $40 to $50. You know, the tricky one there is obviously the SGC 9. If that does go down, if you're paying $70, it goes down to PSA 9, you're going to lose around about $180, with shipping, etc. and grading. Obviously, Raw, if you can get a Raw back as a PSA 9, is a nice double up plus. If you can get it as a PSA 10, then you are laughing. So yeah, I mean, let's look at the sales over the year, number of sales. So again, the PSA 10 is sold 25 times, the PSA 9 48 times, Raw sold 11 times. There's been 2 sales of the SGC 10, 1 of the SGC 9.5, and 3 of the SGC 9s. Again, a lot harder to come by, but if you can, there's obviously room for profit if you can get them sent over to PSA and get either the same grade with the SGC 10 to a PSA 10, a lot of money there, or if you can get half a grade more, always there is a slight profit if you're down half a grade to become a PSA 9. Looking at the price changes for the year, again, another one that is down, as we said before, which is, it's partly because of the French league. It's not the most watched league. They have to play the change in the name to League Un McDonald's next year, which is makes it a bit more of a gimmicky. Obviously, he will not be there. Current indications he will be at Real Madrid with Jude Bellingham, so there could be another spike there. Especially if he performs the way Bellingham has at the beginning of the season. If Mbappe comes out and he's 10 games, 12 games, 15 games scoring streak, and Real Madrid are looking as good as everyone thinks we'll do on both La Liga and Champions League, then it could be a big spike. So it's definitely one to look into. And then we move on to a lot of people's GOATs, in Cristiano Ronaldo. I know he divided the votes for a long time with him or Messi. Again, I pulled up his 2002 Panini football sticker from 2002. We have obviously a PSA 10 pop of 23, the PSA 9 a pop of 20 Raw, and unfortunately there was no data for SGC, so it kind of ruins the vibe we had going. But we have the BGS 9.5, the BGS 9, and the BGS 8.5. Sort of mixed bag. Obviously have the PSA 10 down 5% on the year. We have the PSA 9 steady at the 4.92. The Raw is up 183%, whereas the BGS 9.5 is down 49%, and the BGS 9 is down 68%, while the BGS 8.5 is up 60%, which you can see is more than what the BGS 9 sold for. Granted, there is, 6-month difference, so it'll be interesting to see where they're at now. As you can see with the current prices, I mean, 18k for the PSA 10. Granted, last sale was November the 26th, but if you compare that to, I said, the PSA 9, which sold for 4 rand, for 4.92, and then if you look at the BGS 9.5, which sold literally just 2 weeks ago, at the beginning of March, for 2.65. I mean, if you could pick that up, if you've got the liquidity to pick that up for $2,500, just over, crack it, send it over. It's the big increase. Even if we, obviously the market on that is down 5% in the year. If that goes down another, let's say 10%, and if you can sell it for 16k, there is still a lot of profit to be made there. If it does drop down to a PSA 9, you're still looking at, again, it's not sold since summer of last year, but you're probably going to make a good $1,000+. So, is interesting statistics there with the BGS. It's pretty interesting with the BGS at 9. Obviously, not sold in January of this year for 1.68. So, if that comes back as the same grade, a PSA 9, there's a nice 3x income gain there, potentially. Interesting, obviously, the BGS 8.5 selling at 2.68k. You presume you'd be picking up at a cheaper price now, but that's not selling since summer of last year. So if that could be picked up at a lower price, there could be potential there as well to pick one of them up, crack it, clean it, and hope for a PSA 9 to make some money, or even better, get a PSA 10. So if we look through the number of sales for last year, again, not a great lot of sales on this card / sticker. Just 2 of the PSA 10, 1 of the PSA 9, 7 of the BGS 9.5, which is interesting, 5 of the BGS 9s, 2 of the RAW, and 2 of the BGS 8.5s. So as we saw before, this has took a bit of a downward trajectory with the 68% decrease on the BGS 9 being the biggest. Let me know if this GOAT sticker is worth picking up in your opinion. And last but not least, let's pull up the other questionable GOAT, Lionel Messi. Again, at this time, I went for his 2004 Panini Colecciones sticker. I don't say one of his sort of slept on rookie sort of stickers / cards. Probably, I think it's his second highest or third highest one of priced Messi rookies. There's a couple that are cheaper, but I thought sticking with the sticker theme, see what I did there? Nice. I'd go for this one. So again, we pulled up the PSA 10. We had the PSA 9, which is a 41. The SGC 9.5, the SGC 9 RAW, and a PSA 8 of a pop of 44. There's also a PSA 8.5 of a pop of 1, which sold for 3k. But yeah, I had to go back to all data because it's not the biggest selling of stickers. It's not something that sells quite a lot, as you can see with the data here. So we had we had one sale this year in February of a base PSA 8. We've had a sale of a RAW in January, and then the rest, 3 sales in 2022, and then 1 sale of the PSA 9 in 2023. Granted, it's what in November, but yeah, that was up 763%. Crazy what the MLS hype will do, huh? I mean, look at the PSA 10 as well, it's up 6,679%. So yeah, crazy times. So again, looking at the sales, and this is all the data. So you had 27 sales of the PSA 8, 4 sales of the SGC 9, 1 sale of the SGC 9.5, 6 sales of the RAW, 15 sales of the PSA 9, and 3 sales of the PSA 10. So as we can see with the chart over all the data, I mean, look at that. It's not many you see the big jump, obviously mainly during that 21 to 22 year, which we know was very crazy for the hobby. But there is if you can find these stickers, there is a lot of money to be made. If you look at RAW, if that can come back even a PSA 8, a lot of money to be made. it'd be interesting to see if the person that bought that in the end of January this year, if it graded and what it graded as. You know, even you know, we were talking SGC 9. If that comes back as a PSA 9, it's, you know, you're 3x in your money. If it's an SG, you know, if you can pick up an SGC 9 for 3.6k, if it stays a 9, you know, you're pretty much breaking even. If it goes to a 10, then you are laughing at what, you know, 12x what you put in, if not more. So there is a lot of plays. It's, you know, I'd be tempted as well with the sort of the PSA 8 or the PSA 8.5, crack clean, send it back. I mean, if you get a 9, it's still, you know, 500 plus to be made. Again, if it comes back a PSA 10, again, you're all laughing all the way to the bank. I know I could have chosen some better cards or stickers, not stickers, but some cards to these people, but I thought it was interesting looking to the stickers, especially with the stickers being around years before the cards. Let me know your thoughts, and I will catch you next, guys. Peace.